For those of you that are having issues with doing PDF annotations in class, here's a quick walkthrough using my iPad of one way that you could do simple PDF annotation and submission. So in this screenshot of Google Classroom, I'm going to click on the Attachments PDF icon. And do note that this is using the Google Classroom app on an iPad, so this might not look exactly the same on your tablet, but it should work in a similar fashion. And that opens up this preview of the PDF document. And what I want to do is not to look at the PDF in the Google Classroom or Google Apps at all. So I'm going to click in the iPad again on the Information button in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. And that opens this list of options, and what I want to do is open this PDF file in a different app. So I'm going to select the Open In button, and now I'm presented with a list of different apps that can also open PDF documents. In this case, as I scroll to the right, I find the app that I'm interested in using, Adobe Acrobat. So I press on that icon, and that loads the same PDF document instead of in Google Classroom or Google Docs in Adobe Acrobat Reader, the viewer window in this case. And here again is another shot of the entire PDF document before we start to annotate it. At the bottom of this window is where we find our annotation tools. We could add comments, we can zoom, and we can upload. And that uploading is what we're going to do at the very end of this process. Right now we want to focus on the commenting and drawing tools. So I press on that button, and that brings up this toolbar at the bottom of the screen of all of the different tools I have for editing. For our use of PDF annotation, a few of them are going to be most useful. You can add a comment bubble or balloon where you leave a little sticky note almost on the surface of this PDF document, and somebody could click on it and then see what's written in that note. Or we've got typed response, and we've got the pencil for drawing. Pardon my sloppy handwriting. In this screenshot, what I've done is use that pencil tool to do my annotation. The first thing I did was use it to circle the correct answer, and then I used the same tool to draw my response to this question. What am I least eager to learn? Well, what this looks like is a pair of chromosomes undergoing DNA synthesis. They're replicating. And then we have mitosis or meiosis, producing 2 cells when there was originally 1. That's not what I'm least eager to learn about in genetics, but it's just an example of one way you might draw a response to a question like this. Once again, I can zoom out by pinching or swiping my fingers or using the zoom tool in the toolbar. And then for the answer to the bottom question, because it asks for a written explanation, I decided to use that typing tool, the I-beam cursor, that lets you insert a text box. Here I'm typing in the text box using the keyboard the answer, and then I will hit save. And that inserts that text here underneath that answer. And at any point, you can press your finger briefly on anything that you've added, any annotation you've made, and that brings up this square and this palette of options. You can delete objects this way. You can move them around by holding your finger down on this box and dragging it somewhere else on the document. You can change the color of the lines and so forth. And all of the same options are available for editing a text box. You press on the text box briefly with one finger to activate these options, and then you can edit from there. Now do remember that all of this so far is being done in the Adobe Reader app. So here is the final version of the PDF document that I want to upload to Google Classroom so that I can receive my points for doing this assignment. This is where the upload button from the original menu at the bottom of the screen comes in handy. So if you press that box with the up arrow, it gives you a number of ways that you can share this document. In this case, what I want to do is, which is one option you have, the thing that I want to show you how to do is to open this. Now that we're done editing this file, we're going to open it in Google Drive. So I choose Open In, I scroll until I see Open in Drive and I press on that. And then this launches the Google Drive app that's also installed on my iPad. And it asks me if that's accurate, that I want to save this file to my Google Drive account. I select Save. And now I can see that document here in the root folder of my Google Drive account. Now, if I go back to that Google Drive window and I press on the icon for this file to open it in Google Drive, which is the way we're seeing it right now, you'll notice that while the typed response still appears, it appears that I've lost my drawn response. That's not necessarily the case. There must be a glitch, and I'm going to follow up with Adobe folks and the Google folks to see if there's a way to fix this. But it turns out that when I open this file, what you do is you attach this edited file back to the Google Classroom assignment. So you go into Google Classroom. When you're completing the assignment, you attach this edited file that you've saved to your Google Drive account, and that's what gets submitted to me. This is a view from my perspective after I take your PDF that you've submitted to me and open it in my PDF viewer on my laptop. Now all of a sudden all of those drawn responses show up again. So it's obvious that there's something about viewing annotated PDFs in Google Drive that the drawn part doesn't show up. So don't be concerned if the drawings don't show up when you look at the exported or saved version on your Google Drive. Send it to me and I'll let you know if I can't see some of your drawn responses. So that's the workflow for annotating a PDF, at least on an iPad in my hands. I first access the PDF to be annotated in the Google Classroom. I open using Adobe Reader. I do all of the editing in Adobe Reader, and then I open the edited or annotated PDF file from Reader into Google Drive where it's saved. And from there I can attach the Google Drive version, the annotated version of the PDF. I will attach that to the Google Classroom assignment and submit it. I hope this has been a useful tutorial, and again, if you have any questions or concerns, you may certainly ask me. Also, definitely go ask the Discovery Hub, Madden Library, first floor.